You know, I mean, like, it's just unbelievable.
Dude, talking to somebody the other day, and he said that Elon, I don't know if we have to be careful about what we say. I don't mean this.
No.
Oh, no. But, like, talking to somebody else the other day, and they said, they should shoot that motherfucker in the head.
Oh, my God, dude.
For what?
I know, dude. That's the thing. Like,
that's my only, like, why? Because, listen, I don't know nothing about nothing. I just know that I've been living in this same country my whole life. I know what I've seen my whole life. You know, nothing's gotten better. That's the argument. Like, the biggest things the points I bring up, I don't know if people would want to argue with me on. What have you seen get better?
Well, because
your whole 30, 40 years, have the fucking roads gotten real nice? Have your towns gotten real nice?
Because you're looking
I've
at real
seen the
shit.
schools. I've seen the churches, the towns, the roads, the sidewalks, the communities. Basically everything go to shit.
And that's a fucking point that most people, like I said, like, good luck finding a fucking argument to say that any of that stuff has gotten better, or that anybody that's been in fucking office prior to this has done anything to do it.
Occasional nice town.
You
know?
Well,
don't get me wrong. There's nice cities,
yeah,
and nice
when
towns
you got places
throughout
like
the whole.
Fucking.
But if you go on a whole, like I have a friend who lives in DuBois, and like I literally make the comment all the time. I'm like, bro, if I lived over here, I would tell I'd be at a meeting telling these motherfuckers, I'm not paying any more taxes until this street's fixed.
Dude, I was in Ohio, dude, and it was like. It was worse than like what I would imagine like a third world country, dude. It was so bad.
We just went to Pittsburgh Mills, dude. Pittsburgh Mills the other day to go to fucking Sam's Club. And I said to my parents on the way in as we're going in the car, I'm like, this is a fucking third world country.
It's bad.
The fucking holes were that deep. People are going around them because you'll damage your fucking vehicle.
Well, that's what I said. Like, literally driving back and forth just on this one road to Menor, Ohio from fucking Newport. Like, literally just this one strip of fucking road about 6 miles. But it literally was like it felt like I was driving on a fucking obstacle course like they do for testing suspension. It was just the whole thing. I'm like my whole entire van, like I lived in my van. So I had a whole house built inside of this. All my shit's just fucking rattling everywhere. Shit's falling off.
You see these people pulling campers and motorhomes down the road. You're like, man, them poor bastards. They probably get to wherever they're going, got to put their whole house back together.
This is a road that has so much. It's clearly a fucking main vein of people traveling to get back and forth to work. You can't tell me that there's not someone that says this needs to be fucking fixed. This is unacceptable. Like, where's the standard?
Well, my thing, here's another thing that bothers me. If you want to talk about the kind of shit like a standard or the shit with government when it comes to that. The same, and then in the same breath, because this is the kind of shit I'd like to bring up and why I love long format conversation. I'm so done hearing the fucking argument about taxes going to my roads. But that's a whole nother thing. You got to go get your fucking car inspected every year. Excuse me? How about I go do a fucking road inspection every year?
I was going to say, where's that same
I'm going to go condemn about fucking 150 of your fucking roads I can think of right off the top of my head. And you fuckers can get to work. Yep. Don't worry about my truck I got to make payments on. I'm sure it's up to fucking code.
Well, and nonetheless, like, you want to fail my fucking car for the fucking bumper falling off or the fucking frame being fucking shot? It's like, well, half of that might be contributed to the fucking fact that the roads are fucking rattling my shit apart.
Right.
But at the same time, you're right. Like, where's that standard? Because, I mean, they have bridge inspections. I mean, like, you know, and the amount of fucking people that I see out actually doing work on the roads is, like, half the time they're working on the fucking side of the road.
But there's another point that I get real fucking weird about, okay? We can prove, too, like, when it needs done, it can get done. And then other time, just the...
When push comes to shove.
Last, from the 90s, I think from the mid-90s, the whole way through the, like, 2000s, just this... fucking whole thing with government projects and just milking shit out for everything it's worth. Think about when the roads were built in the 1920s and 30s and shit. How did they get... I drove the whole way up here today. Fuck, it took over an hour. And I'm thinking, man, them boys back in the 50s and shit when they first paved this probably went, look at what the fuck we did today. Miles.
Right.
You know what I mean? Probably bragging about, man, we put down 9 or 10 mile, maybe double digits or something. I don't fucking know. I never paved roads in my life. I'm just saying maybe they did double digits and that was a big day.
Right.
We did 12 mile of fucking road. Nowadays it takes a fucking all summer for them to pave 12 fucking feet.
I was going to say even just to fix in fucking patches and stuff like that.
Oh, they just come in and make it worse. Yeah, that was
put a hump in it.
Yeah, big fucking humps. Now, like, there's places going into Brookville where they had some fucking water main failures or something, so they had to go in and fix shit, and then when they fixed the water line, apparently just fucking fill her back into whatever was left on the road when you dug it up and fuck the rest, right? Because you're coming out of town,
like-
you're hitting these holes that's like it'll fucking bounce you into the other side of the
It's like
road.
it's like fucking band-aids and shit. You know, it's like it
Yeah.
ain't fixing nothing. You know what I mean? Like you're literally just mitigating a fucking bigger problem. It's like literally contributing to the problem getting worse.
And then my thing too, you got your fucking license, registration, inspection, insurance, all this shit that goes into a vehicle. And it's like it costs you out the ass. One of the things with having a new baby, like for my wife and I financially, some weeks it's fucking hard.
Right.
And like I'm sitting there going, man, I paid this much for all this shit. Like, guess what that truck seems to not need? Any piece of paper in the fucking glove box or any license plate screwed to it, it would probably go back and forth to the mill just
Yep,
fine.
just
the
the same.
fucking way it is. I wouldn't have to pay you government assholes for none of that overreach.
Well, and especially like whenever it went to shit and it wasn't safe anymore, you'd fucking get rid of it and buy a new vehicle. Yeah, like you wouldn't need someone to tell you to get it off the road. I mean, like for the most part, like I mean, you know when something's drastically fucking wrong.
Right.
You know, you're not going to drive it and endanger yourself and your entire fucking family. You know,
You
like
wouldn't think.
I don't need someone necessarily policing it. You know, and
I
mean,
think there's a good, and that's the
I mean,
thing,
places
though.
like Ohio and shit do away with it. You know, so it's like realistically, is it really that necessary? If there's some states that don't have it, you know.
Well, and I think there could be something done reasonably. There's
different
always
system.
a reasonable solution. Like, you know what I mean? If you talk to anybody, they'd be like, well, we do this every fucking year because it's a good money-making scheme.
Right.
But if
let's
they
get down to
really
brass
sat
tacks.
back and looked at it, they could go, we could probably put this on a 3-year thing
Right.
or something, you know. Back when I used to be into diesel pickups and shit, when I was in my early 20s, pulled in to get fuel one day, and usually, like in a town like Brookville, there's only a couple diesel islands
Right.
at a gas station. And I see this other Ford Power Stroke sitting there. I'm like, man, that fucking thing's been molested. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it's got this big ass exhaust hanging on it and shit, you know. And I'm like, huh, wonder how the fuck you getting away with that? Like, I know how I do, but like, so I get out. And he was standing there, and I said to the guy, like, how do you get that inspected? He turned, like, real strange accent. He's like, inspected?
I don't.
Yeah. He's like, it was inspected when it was fucking built. He was from Canada, is where the dude was from.
That's fucking awesome.
And he said up there, when they build a vehicle and they bring it out and you buy it, it is inspected. When it's sold through a dealership, secondhand,
They inspect
it's
it again.
inspected. When it's whatever, anytime it's registered to a new owner, that's it. It doesn't fucking have to be every year. We got to
Right.
see if you got your fucking same muffler on there, rat.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
It was fucking good when we built it.
Because when you
and
get
then
down
that's
to
it.
what is the wear and tear over a year's time anyway, I mean, like you're looking at like tires and shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and especially like, I have to fail you because your bulb's out. And it's like, well, fuck, man, I go get a new fucking bulb.
Right,
Like, what the
right.
fuck?
Like, why
Yeah.
don't we have checklists why don't we just be more proactive as a, you know, I just think there's so much that could be done to save the taxpayer money. The other thing
Well,
is,
the
too,
problem
bro,
is that was never the goal. That's the fucking problem.
if we
is
even
that
knew, that's, yeah.
it's all a scheme,
you're
you know,
100
and that's why it's just like now it's like, thank God that in our lifetime we're starting to understand a little bit about maybe where some of this fucking money was going.
Right.
Because it's all been speculation. Because as you see, like, I mean, I tell people all the time, I don't give a fuck what your politics are, but I'll tell you right now that I've been a business owner and I've been in business for myself for fucking 19 years. And I can tell you that in the last 19 years, so much has changed about how I get product or how I get my supply, the price of supply. Like, I'm now paying double what I was 10 years ago for half the amount of supply.
Oh,
I used to
wow.
pay $7 for a box of 50 needles. Now I pay fucking $20 for a box of 20. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like, I see day to day how my shit is affected by policy or by, you know, I mean, all of this shit that's happening in government. It's like, man, and then also too, just like if people are struggling to make money, they're not going to have extra money to go get tattooed, you know. So like how the economy is doing is like I get a direct reflection on how well the economy is in the town based on how many people can afford to get tattooed.
Because you work on something too that, yeah, I mean, that's.
It's like, well, my paycheck is determined by them having money to spend on a tattoo because it's not a necessity, it's a luxury. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. And if someone can't afford to get a tattoo, then I don't eat.
Yeah.
You know, my family don't eat. So it's like it's one of those things. Like I have to keep my price high enough to be able to cover all of my overhead. You know, because like that's the one thing that I always never understood is like, okay, I pay for electric here, West Bend Power. It's a certain rate. I can look on my bill exactly what my rate is, my unit is. If I look at the exact same electric that I'm getting at the shop, it's 3 times more. It's the same fucking electricity. It's the same company. It's coming from the same fucking place. But because it's a business, it's a higher rate. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
my
that's fucked,
fucking
especially for you because you don't have like you're not running big 480 power like a
not
fucking
running, dude.
factory.
My fucking machines run at like 4 to fucking 8 volts.
Right,
You know what
right,
I mean? Like I'm fucking like I literally could do it out of the van on my solar. Like I know
right,
how much it uses. My
right.
consumption.